Hello guys, Murguna here, back with another video. This time we're just chilling around, playing a public event, Legion event. Haven't been doing one of these in a while. But anyway, lately I've been thinking a lot about the state of the game, and there's been a lot of drama in the community. A lot of videos talking about the impending doom of Diablo, about how they think that Diablo 4 is not a good game, and the likes of. And I mean, while I agree with a lot of these sentiments that the community has been talking about lately, such as the lack of endgame and the feeling overall that so far the experience has been a little bit underwhelming for core players of the genre, that overall it's a little bit too much of a casual experience. I also think that I wouldn't really want to have it any other way. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean that if the game wasn't as casual, we would be just stuck grinding a shit ton of like useless, annoying things like you're forced to do in Lost Ark, or hell, even World of Warcraft. And lately, I mean, anytime, for me at least, anytime that Blizzard basically doesn't force you to do an absolute dumbass grind just for the sake of the grind, I am thankful. Because honestly, I think it's one of the things that completely destroyed World of Warcraft, is the fact that all this like daily grind bullshit thing where you need to log in every day and you need to do this and do that every day, and then very quickly all of a sudden the game starts feeling like a job more than anything. And I know that to an extent this is not the fault of the developers, because or the players. It's just psychology, right? It's like some people will do what they feel that needs to be done in order to be strong at the game, and so they'll basically either optimize the fun out of the game, and it's basically most of the time it's either the gamers that do it or the developers. So sometimes it's Blizzard doing it, sometimes it's the gamers doing it. And I think this is just nothing else but the eternal struggle of a video game, and especially online games, where, you know, much of the feeling of the online game is the idea of being able to show off your achievements to other people. Now, of course, there's a lot to say to the fact that Diablo has been sold as a social game, and it is social, but like, how is it really social? Right? I would say to an extent they managed. I mean, look at it right now. I'm playing a social event. There's other players around me, and we're playing together, and it works. It's cool. Does it really do anything more than what Diablo 3 was doing? I don't know. It doesn't really feel like that. On paper, it should do more, and there are public events, so in that way, yeah. But in a larger sense, I remember that at the end of the day, I was playing with other people in Diablo 3 as well, so hasn't changed much. Of course, there has been also a lot of talk about that there's no offline mode, and that's something that I was kind of sad at it at the beginning as well, especially because servers were kind of like bumpy, right? They were really good at the beginning, then they were kind of bad, then they were good again, and it was a little bit like, I got distracted. Anyway, yeah, it was on and off, right? So at the beginning I was really like, oh no, I wish we had offline servers, but right now, honestly, I have to say I haven't been really missing them that much, the offline servers. It's been working well so far, so I'm okay with that, you know, pretty much. What I really think, all of this very long exploit, just to say that what I really think the game is missing is just more content. I feel like this happens a lot nowadays, is that games, uh, because they're like service based, and there's the promise of new content coming all the time, that basically a game is not really what it used to be, and that's both good and bad. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean that in a way you have better polish, and you have just better looks and cooler systems. Well, not always, but then at the same time, everything is also a little bit more underbaked because, to an extent, by promising you that there's gonna be more, this is also an excuse to release the game when there's not a lot. But that's also just a perception, I feel. Why do I think it's a perception? I feel it's also just a perception because when you think about it, when you compare the games, if you compare Diablo 4 content wise to Diablo 2, it's like, do you have more content or don't you? And I think that you do. I mean, maybe not more, but you have a lot of content. And maybe one thing that I think Diablo 2 did better is that, at least for me, I really liked the casually generated, random generated maps and dungeons, because I think that really, really refreshed the game every time you played. And now you really don't have that. Now everything is like a preset, like it's decided. This is how it looks. This is how the dungeon looks, and it's different. But at the same time, there's a shit ton of dungeons in this game. There's a shit ton of content in this game. Now, maybe not all of it is as good as Diablo 2 content was, but it sure as hell is a lot. So I've been asking myself lately, why do we then complain a lot about the fact that there's not a lot of content if in actuality there is? And I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the rant. Don't know if it really made sense. I just felt like having a short conversation with you all. And yeah, cheers. Ciao.